Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of The Buzz. Tonight, something different. The National Association of Women in Construction, otherwise known as NAWIC. I know you haven't heard of it. Actually, they've been around for 57 years now. But launching here on Guam next week, starting off by this weekend with what's called Pizza, Pop, and Power Tools. The young ladies that are in here tonight are, of course, Jessica Barrett from Barrett Plumbing, and also Mary Lazaro from Isla Paint and Roofing Supply. Good evening, ladies. How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, Justin.
Hi,
I was earlier I was telling our producers that these are the young ladies just got off the construction site from the Tri-intersection.
Yes.
See how their hands are all calloused? Anyways, ladies, NAWIC, actually an organization that's been around over 50 years, but being launched here on Guam basically next week by a proclamation from Governor Eddie Bazacalvo. But you have an event this weekend. But tell us first, NAWIC, what is that all about?
Well, NAWIC stands for National Association of Women in Construction. It was first established in 1955 by 16 women from Texas. And from then on, it's just expanded and become this worldwide organization. Right now, we have 5,500 members and 160 chapters across the United States.
Okay, and Guam will be the 161st chapter then, basically?
Maybe.
Something like that. Anyway, there was, I guess, with the event happening this weekend, we'll talk about that a little later on. These were, as a matter of fact, ladies, when we were speaking on the phone, I said, of course, the construction and construction-related fields are not conventional fields that ladies had gone into, just basically in recent that they started getting into it. But I was telling you stories just about a week ago. I was on a domestic flight, flew international, and then within their domestic destination, about 15 minutes after we got airborne, the pilot comes on and says, "This is your captain," and I was. Why was I shocked? But it was a female pilot. So those are unconventional jobs as well. But again, tell us the purpose again of the establishment of the branch of NAWIC here in Guam.
It's to enhance the success of women in the construction industry. It is not limited only to, for example, like you said, women working on the road.
Yeah.
It's also for engineers, accountants, anybody that has any part of the construction industry. And as we all know, that goes from the hard workers all the way to the planners,
Sure.
the estimators, everything. So it's meant to enhance our success and give us tools to help unite women in general in this male-dominated industry.
Yes. What do you see in here in the formation? Obviously, there is a need because this organization is actually launching here in Guam. So you're seeing, or are you seeing then more women now interested in these trades now? Are you seeing, how are you seeing women being interested in the trades? Are they, again, switching to new jobs, or are these women newly coming into the workforce? What are you seeing as how the women now are getting into these fields?
I think most of it is from the outreach. There's been a lot of outreach with the GCA Trades Academy. I think a couple weeks ago we had a women featured on they had a carpenter and a safety officer. And so it's been a lot of outreach. And, with the federal programs now, there's a lot of women, bonuses for you being a woman in the, construction industry. So there's a lot of push for that. Personally, I've been doing it because my family business, and I had no brothers, so it was a genetics. It wasn't my choice, but I was in it, and it was simply because it was a family business and we had no brothers. But we're seeing a lot more now. We're seeing a lot of women coming in. We have a lot of trades available, and the Trades Academy with the GCC, also the apprenticeship program. And so it's just been a trend for women to open up, and I think they're trying to realize that is an opportunity that is available to them, even if it's not something that's typically what a woman would think of doing.
Sure, I mean,
20 years ago.
Are you seeing more now as well? Because we have there are a lot of single families now. Single women, basically single who have families, have kids as well. Are you seeing them now more even getting out and getting more into these as labeled before, unconventional jobs now, construction related trade jobs?
It's still a minority, but it's still picking up. I mean, we're seeing an increase. I've had a couple applicants come through, so we're still considered, women are still the minority, but we hope to change that trend.
Now, let me ask you this: in the formation of NAWIC here, how is it? Again, nationwide, there's 160. This probably Guam being the 161st chapter that will be launched. You know, we hear of women in the corporate world as well say, hey, well, wait a minute, because the women who are CEOs are not necessarily paid in the same pay range as male CEOs, you know, and very similar backgrounds and accomplishments and things like that. How do you see that in the construction industry or construction-related industry?
I think it's just yes, that is true. There is a tendency for men to get higher pay, and it's simply because they're men. It's been scientific. They did research and they realized that there is a difference within the pay ranges, even though there's same qualifications. And that may just be it's the old boys club, so we're definitely trying to break that ceiling, and I know it's something that needs to be addressed, because that is unfair that you're going to
now is this maybe one of the things that NAWIC looks at as well, is that as being part of an organization, and says, wait a minute, okay, we're masons, we're carpenters and all this, but wait a minute, in general we're paid lower than our counterparts who are males, who maybe we have more experience and all that, but maybe we're not paid the same. Is that one of the things that maybe NAWIC has come together and saying, yes, let's come together and make sure we speak with one voice and we get equal treatment?
Yes, definitely. That can be put on our agenda. We are such a new organization, and it's something that we should definitely address, because this is what we want to be out here for, is to enhance women in the industry, and not just to put us forward, but also to keep us on equal playing field with the men. And
I see that you ladies are wearing the pink scarves, and that's part of the NAWIC, I guess, uniform? Or something? Or
somewhat for now, until we get chaptered. Because the NAWIC color is actually red.
There we go. Hey, when we come back, you can chime into this conversation, 632-8255 or 632-TALK. National Association of Women in Construction, especially as it applies to here in Guam. We'll be right back.